So, how do you learn something about the mind, like neural pathways, and then apply that in a practical way to make a real difference in a child's life? Well, let me tell you a little story about Val. So, Val was super interested and wanted to do the upcoming spelling bee, but she decided she wasn't going to do it. And the reason she wasn't going to do it was she was too nervous and she didn't want to get in front of people and have to say things out loud. So it just happened to be that we had done the lesson on neural pathways a few weeks before. So I reminded her of some of the things that we could do to build neural pathways before the spelling bee to help her build confidence before she did the bee. So the first thing we did was we learned a little bit more about spelling bees, and we knew that probably kids would be sitting in the audience, and then one child at a time would be called up, and they'd stand up and they'd be given a word, and they'd say the word, spell the word, say the word, and then find out if they got it wrong or not and sit down. So we found out that's the format. And then we decided to practice, because we knew every time we practiced that she would build neural pathways. And so I got a drawing of a brain, a picture of a brain out, and a pencil. And so I called her up. Val Smith, come on up. And she stood there, and I gave her a word. Say it's dog. Dog, D-O-G, dog. I said, yay, you got it right. She sat down, and then I had her draw a neural pathway to remind her, okay, she's just done that. And then I called her up again, and she did another word right, and again, and another word right, and again, a word that was wrong. And then each time she sat down, she drew the neural pathway, and I asked her each time how she felt. And with the one she got wrong, she actually smiled, and she said she felt proud of herself for having a go. So that's what we did. We practiced over and over. And I said, tonight, you can practice with your mom and dad before you do the spelling bee tomorrow. So I didn't say if you do the spelling bee tomorrow, I said when you do the spelling bee tomorrow. And then we talked about visualizing her success as well, that she could make a movie in her mind, picturing herself getting up, saying the words correctly, feeling proud, and sitting back down. So guess what? The next day, she did the spelling bee. And she not only did the spelling bee, but she did really, really well. And she was the highest performing girl as well. And she was almost to the final round. So that is how you use something like neural pathways and a concept about how the brain works in a very practical way to make a difference in a child's life to build confidence. I'm Wisdom Coach Karen, and I use the Adventures in Wisdom program to teach kids these mindset skills.